Hey, I am so sorry. It has been quite a while since I picked this up, but here we are. We are on to chapter 27, the Truck Driver's Manifesto. So, first, just to go back a little bit because I also kind of forgot where we were. They were gathering a war chest and to get some money to fund the war. I'll just read like the last couple paragraphs to kind of a refresher. Also, said Maxie, it is better to have enemies who have learned to be a little afraid of you. Maxie scooped up the 60,000 he had won and stuffed it into an old tool chest. Then he dipped his finger in a can of axle oil and lettered on the side of the box, war chest. What is that for? Asked Eddie Maroney. My philosophy of war, Maxie continued, is that what you need to win a war is money. Everybody is willing to fight for a good cause. Fine. But there comes a time when you run out of money for peas or for pins or whatever you are using for ammunition at the moment. You cannot afford the repairs to your pushcart, or for doctor's bills when you get hurt in the fighting, or to feed the children because you cannot work a regular schedule. There comes a time. When that time comes, Maxie said, we have this war chest. Anyone who cannot afford to pay me for repairs to his pushcart may take from this chest. No questions asked. As long as he is fighting, the money is there for her. You mean we are going to pay you to fix our carts with your own money, which you won at poker? Said Eddie. Who knows it's my money? asked Maxie. Who needs to know? It is from contributions to the war effort. But who will contribute to us? Eddie asked. But who would contribute to us? Eddie asked. Well, why wouldn't they? Said Maxie. I am the pushcart kings. Kings can get contributions. And a king, Eddie Maroney, Maxie said, looking very pleased with himself. A king takes care of his people in times of war. You should know that. Eddie Maroney pulled from his pocket the $42 he had won from Louis Livergreen in the poker game and gave it to Maxie Hammerman. It is a contribution, Eddie said. To the Pushcart King for the Pushcart War, he added. So now, pardon me, we are on to chapter 27, the Truck Driver's Manifesto. After the failure of the plot to capture Maxie Hammerman, the three were not anxious to tangle directly with Maxie again. They decided to attack in a different way. They called a meeting of all the truck drivers in the city. At this meeting, the drivers drew up a manifesto which they sent to Mayor Cudd. The manifesto claimed that Maxie Hammerman's map and the fact the ammunition had been found in his basement were clear evidence of a pushcart conspiracy. The manifesto made 4 demands. 1, that every pushcart peddler in the city be arrested. 2, that pushcarts be permanently banned from the streets as they were endangering the entire city. 3, that Maxie Hammerman be fined $60,000 and sentenced to 60 years in jail for organizing the pushcart conspiracy. And 4, that the police commissioner be fired, as there was reason to believe he was in on the whole conspiracy. The truck drivers warned that if the mayor did not act at once along the lines suggested, he would have no choice but to declare war on the pushcarts. Mayor Cudd called the police commissioner and read him the manifesto. Well, what do you want me to do? Asked the commissioner. If you fire me, I can't arrest the peddlers. The mayor had not thought of that. I think the truck drivers would settle for just arresting the pushcart peddlers, he said. At least that is point number 1 of their manifesto. Well, I cannot arrest the pushcart peddlers in any case, said the police commissioner. There are, according to Maxie Hammerman, over 500 pushcart peddlers in the city. We do not have that many empty cells in the jail. Moreover, said the police commissioner, even if there were a pushcart conspiracy, it would be impossible to prove which trucks have been shot down by pushcart peddlers as part of a conspiracy and which have been shot down by children purely in the spirit of fun. Do you want me to arrest all the children too? Asked the police commissioner, including those whose fathers are truck drivers? Well, no, said the mayor. Just the pushcart peddlers will do. Well, said the police commissioner, I am not going to arrest anybody without proof, including Maxie Hammerman, who is a gentleman, a good sport, and a good businessman. Once I start arresting people without proof, what is to stop me from arresting you? Me? Said the mayor nervously. But what can I do? Cried the mayor. 50,000 truck drivers have signed this manifesto. That is 50,000 votes in the next election, you know. I suggest that you declare a truce until the question of the conspiracy can be fully investigated, said the police commissioner. If any pushcart peddler violates this truce, I will arrest him, but not before. Chapter 28, The Truce. Sure. Pushcart, and it's hard to read, but it says fine apples. The period of the truce was a difficult time for the pushcart peddlers. They had won the first battle, but they had not won the war yet. The peddlers realized that within a week, all the truck tires would have been repaired, and the trucks would be on the streets again in full force, and more determined than ever to make trouble for the pushcarts. And this was exactly what happened. Within a week, Maxie Hammerman's shop was filled with pushcarts needing repairs of all sorts. If it had not been for Maxie's war chest, many of the peddlers would have lost heart entirely. Now, one day, General Anna had a wheel ripped off her cart by a truck that was crowding her right into the curb. Maxie Hammerman said that Anna would need a new cart as there was damage to the axle that could not be repaired. Oh no. Oh no. Pushcart peddlers held a meeting to discuss this truce. Morris the florist pounded on the table. When they hit a lady, he said, it is too much. What kind of a truce is this? General Anna has had that cart for 42 years, said Maxie Hammerman. My father built it when I was just still learning to use a hammer. 42 years, and I never had a day's trouble with it, said General Anna. Maxie's father said to me once, when I build a cart, it could last a lifetime. So maybe I should just die now. Please don't, General Anna, said Papa Peretz. Well, naturally I won't, said General Anna. I wouldn't give a truck that satisfaction. I was used to that cart, but never mind. Maxie Hammerman can build me another. What I want to know is, why don't we fight back as before? Just selling apples and pears while a truck is cutting off my wheel? Well, I don't like that much, and it's not much of a truce. Well, I am perfectly willing to fight back, said Harry the hot dog. But willing is not the question, said Maxie Hammerman. If we break the truce, we are in serious trouble. The police commissioner has promised the mayor that he will arrest anyone who breaks the truce. And a truck smashing my axle? Is that a truce? Said General Anna. You're right, said Maxie Hammerman. But how can you prove that it wasn't an accident? And any accidental damage we do to trucks right now would be pretty risky. The truck drivers are looking for just any good excuse to make the mayor pull us off the streets entirely and throw us all in jail. Maxie's right, said Mr. Jerusalem. We must not damage the trucks at this time. But I have an idea. We could make a peaceful protest. Peaceful, said General Anna scornfully. Peaceful like this broken axle? Mr. Jerusalem shook his head. Like a peace march, he said. What I mean is this. The trucks want to run us down one at a time when nobody is looking. They hit General Anna and everybody says it's an accident. That we already know, said Harry the hot dog. Yes, but I'm coming to something else, said Mr. Jerusalem. Suppose a truck has to run down 170 push carts at a time. Well, would that be an accident? So what, we should all just get ourselves killed, said General Anna? Is that the plan you're coming to? Would you please for once listen, said Mr. Jerusalem. My idea is as follows. We choose three streets where there is always a lot of truck traffic. And we divide into three teams, 170 push carts to a team. Then we go marching down these streets, one team down each street. We are lined up across the street, 6 or 7 push carts in a row like a parade. Or like an army, said General Anna. An army of 3 divisions. Let's call it an army. I like that idea. Not a parade. But continue, she added. Mr. Jerusalem did continue. We have filled the streets where we are marching. No truck has room to pass us. A truck driver comes driving towards us, and he says, "Get out of my way, push carts." But we keep marching forward. Very peaceful, but it's less like a parade and more like a blockade. Doing business as usual. And Mr. Jerusalem paused to let everyone get the picture in their head. Papa Peretz looked doubtful. And while we are doing business as usual, the truck keeps coming forward? So he keeps coming forward, said Mr. Jerusalem. Are we worried? No. To push us out of the way, that truck would have to run down 6, 12, 18, 40, maybe 170 push carts in order to get down the street. And could anyone claim that would be an accident? Mr. Jerusalem demanded. No, he replied to himself triumphantly. It could not. And so the truck drivers will have to bargain with us. They will have to guarantee no more hitting push carts. Bargain with us, said Harry the hot dog. They would rather run us down 6, 12, 18, 40 push carts. What do they care how many they hit? Ah, said Mr. Jerusalem, but if they do hit us, then everyone will see who it is that is breaking the truce. Who can hit 40 carts by one accident? I say they will not dare. But if they do, said Harry the hot dog. Mr. Jerusalem shrugged. Then 6, 12, 18, 40 push carts will be smashed, he said. We will all be killed. It is a war, isn't it? And this is the peace march you're calling? Said Harry the hot dog. Well, are we hitting anyone? Asked Mr. Jerusalem. Are we breaking any law? Yes, said Morris the florist. If the trucks are coming towards us and we are marching toward the truck, it's a one-way street. And it's a one-way street, which it certainly will be. We will be going the wrong way down a one-way street then yes, that is against the law. Mr. Jerusalem laughed. Ah, a minor traffic violation, he said. Nothing serious, not like breaking a truth. Nothing serious, General Anna agreed. In fact, it is a fine plan, and I am going to be marching at the front line. You could hurry with that pushcart, right, Maxie? Okay. I will continue with the next chapter soon.